I'm certainly happy with the way I look. So we got 4 weeks. It's not a lot of time, but it's still plenty of time to make crazy amount of changes. And I would say the amount of changes I've made in the past 2 or 3 weeks is pretty crazy. So another 4 weeks is just probably going to be even crazier. So that's all I got.
I don't know, for some reason, there's a big part of me that keep believing that Nick is going to win Pittsburgh. Nick is going to upset Derek for the first time. I might be wrong, but for some reason, I just have the inclination. I know a lot of you will think like I'm completely out of my mind. With that being said, before I continue the video, please guys, I just want to ask you guys for a quick favor. Please subscribe, comment, share, and turn on the notification button if you're enjoying my content. So whenever I post, you get to see my posts. We get to have our own back and forth in the comment section below. Let's build our own community here where we can talk about the sport that we love, which is the sport of bodybuilding. With that being said, back to the video. Like I said, I have the inclination that this man is going to upset Derek. This Nick is hungry Nick. Is a Nick that want to go back to Olympia. Is a Nick that want to prove a point. Is a Nick that wants to show that, hey, you all doubt me and I'm here to prove you all wrong. Like, I can beat this man that you all believe that is unbeatable, that I can beat. You know, for me, when I look at Nick, the way he talk, you know, he just want to shut a lot of people up by beating Derek in Pittsburgh and qualify for Olympia. Because the truth is, if he beat Derek, that means he beat the man that just beat the man, right? We all know that Sam Sidauda is the current Mr. Olympia, and Derek just beat him in Anno Classic in Ohio, right? If he turn around and lose to Nick in Pittsburgh, that means Derek just beat the man that beat the man. Now he put himself in that forefront of, okay, everybody's looking at, oh, this man is coming. So here come the champ himself, Derek. I believe, you know, sometimes Derek is a dude that say trash, you know, behind the cameras, and, you know, the camera turns on, he don't say shit, you know, like, he didn't say shit. Like, I didn't say shit, you know what I'm saying? But I think Derek himself is working hard. He wants to win Pittsburgh so he can carry that momentum into Olympia and, you know, kind of be the front favorite to win the Olympia, because he just won Arnold and now he win Pittsburgh. So that make him like, oh my God, you know, he's going to shut a lot of people up and we don't know what he's going to bring. So yeah, I really want to see what he's going to bring and if he can beat Nick again. We'll see. But I don't have much to say. I know he's going to bring it. And yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now, we had a speculation or a breaking news that Big Ramy is coming back to Olympia 2025. We all know that Big Ramy, for those of you that doesn't know, Big Ramy is 2-time Mr. Olympia, right? So he's qualified for life. So he doesn't need a qualification to come back to Olympia. If you wake up 5 years from now and said he wants to compete, he can compete without needing a qualification to compete because he's former Mr. Olympia. So the problem he had before he stepped away from Olympia stage for 2 years now is because of the gaps in his physique, right? You look at his back, Ramy is not the same Ramy. Ramy back is not the same. Half of his back is gone. You see it in this video. Let him hit the double. You see, half of his back is gone. Even in his legs, you can see it, the discrepancy in his leg. You can see the hole, the dent in his leg. And that didn't come from shooting the shot on your quads. You know, for me, I don't know why Big Ramy is still training legs. You know, I don't know why some bodybuilder decide to shoot a shot on the quad Trust me, if you hit a nerve, that would damage your leg, especially his bodybuilder. You see, half of his back is gone. You see the dent in his upper glute? Look at it. You see? But if this Ramy shows up, this particular Ramy shows up, it's game over for everybody. For Andrew, for Derek, for Nick, for Samson, it's game over if this man shows up. But there's one thing we know about bodybuilding. Once you start losing body parts, you will never get it back. You will never get it back. That is one thing about this sport. There's one thing about using all these chemicals to, to grow and do all of that. But once you start losing it and once you start having nerve damage, you can repair it. You can repair it to the point whereby you look good just for a regular person. Look at this man. To be honest with you, he's one of my favorite bodybuilders because of his mentality, his mindset to win, to do whatever it takes to win, to grind, to push himself harder. And he trained extremely crazy, extremely hard. But there is one thing that I'm having a problem with is the discrepancy in his leg, right? Whether it's with his right leg or left leg, but what you can see that one of his leg is bigger than the other. And the reason why most these things happen is because some bodybuilders compensate a lot with one leg, especially their dominant leg, their stronger leg. As a human being, you always have a dominant leg. Could be your right, could be your left, right? So when you're training, especially legs, you want to make sure you are using both legs to even the weight. Because if you don't, if you're compensating with your left or with your right, which leg you choose to compensate with is going to grow bigger than the other. But don't forget, naturally, as a human being, one of us side is bigger than the other. It could be your right bigger than your left, could be your left bigger than your right. If you want to check this thing I'm saying, if you have a wife, check your wife's breast. One of the breasts is bigger than the other. Look at your girlfriend. It's the same thing. As a human being, we are like that. Even your leg, check your leg, is like that. But the reason why it's not obvious is because it's not to this, the difference is not glaring to see, it's not obvious, right? So, but in the case of Hadi, you can see it's very glaring because one leg is massively bigger than the other. So you can't do that. And you can't do that and not get penalized for it. You're gonna get penalized for it, especially when you're competing against guys that is more complete, that have less flaws, to exploit. With that being said, this dude is still going. He's doing California Pro, and we're gonna see him Californian, and I hope that he get his qualification from California Pro, because this man has been grinding for months now. I know he really want to make it to Olympia. Aside that, there's a speculation that was confirmed by Krizo that, I wouldn't say speculation, it was already confirmed by Krizo that he's going to be doing Spain and Dubai. So I guess if he win in California, he might skip Spain and do Dubai. I think it would be smart for him to do Dubai because of the finance. And he's been competing. It takes a lot of money to compete, because I can tell that, because I'm a professional bodybuilder myself. I know what it takes to compete, travel around the world, and, paying all of that fees. And if you're not making enough, you're not breaking even. So I think Dubai Pro will be a smart show for him to do. A few months ago, Krizo had his shoulder surgery, right? And he wasn't able to train his shoulders. So less than 5 or 4 months, his shoulder is jacked up like this again, even better than before. I'm not the type of a guy that like to criticize bodybuilder, because I'm a bodybuilder myself, but Krizo's shoulder is completely off for especially for that short period of time. I hope he's not using Synthol because that stuff is not good for the long run. It's not good for the body. It's not. So I get it, but I just feel like it's not good to put in your body. It's not, especially if you want to have a long-term career. It's not something you should do. But aside that, Krizo is looking good. He's looking peeled. His skin is pepper thin. That's one thing about him. And I think he's doing Pittsburgh. I know he's going to be a great lineup, but I don't think he's a threat to Nick or to Derek or to even good Vito. But I know he's going to be a good contender. Damn, look at this. Look at all the veins. Even he has veins in his head. Jesus Christ, bro. But I can see, I'm really happy and I'm glad that, he's better, he's back and he can compete and, make money to take care of himself and his family. I always advocate for professional bodybuilders making good money, especially with what we put our body through. I think it's smart to have that finances to take care of your health, take care of your family and take care of yourself as well. Do it everything safe. We have to be smart about it. But this man is big. Look at that arm. It's like some people's leg. God damn, bro. So yeah, like I said, for me, I think the only knock on Krizo is his midsection. I think he lacked the ability to control his midsection on stage. So I think that is costing him. I think if he can control his midsection on stage just like Nick does, I think he will be he will be a threat in Olympia to a lot of people because he's good. He's not he's not a mediocre bodybuilder. So I think if he just learn how to control his midsection, I think somebody like Chris Cormier got to get him and teach him how to control that midsection. With that being said, folks, please subscribe, share, comment if you like the video. Please comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm out.